Welcome everybody to the streets of Long Beach here Saturday, April 11th. Unfortunately, we are within the realms of Forza Motorsport 7. Everyone, welcome to the... I never really came up with a name for this, but we're at Long Beach. This is a tournament put on by Mr. Andy Hateley himself. We got a bunch of really strong names in here. Being joined up in the booth by my co-commentator Ian Plash. Might be other special guests joining us today with Jarod Deanda, but in all terms, we figured here that better than nothing, we would get some boys together, get a little competition running on Forza Motorsport 7 for you guys. Ian, pretty big day here today here at Long Beach. Not every day we get to say that we're running a tournament with some people from Formula Drift involved, but should be a good one from what I've seen so far.
Yeah, this is bound to be a really good time. Always looking to get that drift fix in whenever we are away from our time at the actual racetrack. And, for the time being now, we got a couple of really competent and competitive Forza drifters out there in the scene getting ready to go here. Actually, the first lobby getting set and ready to go as we speak right now. All the drivers working the way around to the starting line. We are just moments away from getting the first bit of our top 32 underway here at Long Beach.
Oh, sweet. Well, thank you guys for having me. This is fun. Man, we should be there live and in person smelling the tires, but this is a good iteration of what is happening with our current climate given the coronavirus. So yeah, we are on the streets of Long Beach in a very unique way, and I love that Andy reached out to me and Westies, and a lot of you guys I've never met, but this is pretty rad to just be part of something that's already been pre-existing. From what I understand, you guys have a great talent in announcing these Forza races, and I obviously do it in person and been the only voice, so thanks for having me.
Excited to see both these guys drive. Corvette, not really a car that you see a lot in competition, but we're going to be seeing two of them here as gate cars out of the way, and we are clear to send. Waiting for that 400 board as they go to Wet For You in the lead. Danny giving chase. Not a bad entry from Wet. Would like to see a little bit more angle from him as he gets up to that first Toyota symbol. Not quite getting the wall. Danny trying to do the best he can in the chase position. Big surge from that red Corvette going through the little power section, coming into the hairpin. Big flick from Wet, but he's going to be a little bit too far inside. Dan right there, never lost him throughout that whole run and across the line. Van out of the way. Danny's going to be leading this time, getting a great start off that start. Wet For You. A little bit of a shallow entry. Good angle from that Corvette up in the lead position, using the foot brake to get it out to that outer zone. Right, very smooth over the touch and goes. Wet For You, really trying his best to stay in touch there. Big wide line coming into that hairpin. Danio on another level right now as Wet For You. Not so bad of a run, but buttery smooth and lead is Dandretti. If you're unfamiliar to Forza competitive drifting, that is something you're going to have to take a look at. Watch those front wheels. As we said in the second pairing, in our first half of our top 32, Sky in the lead in that Ferrari. Very big angle as he hits the clutch a little bit there. Harrison will be able to close the gap. He's having a shallow out to stay with Sky. Sky throwing big angle on the wall. Leaving some paint behind, transitioning, going into the hairpin. Sky not quite having the angle, really having to sacrifice to keep that proximity is Harrison. Not a bad run, but again, we seeing that fluidity up in the lead position on the back of that car, and you can even with the weight, you can compensate with that just with being smooth and having a bunch of power. So Harrison could be in the lead here. FD, rotary power, Sky right there with him. Not quite the entry that Harrison was looking for, but ends up getting to that kind of angle. Hits the wall. Gonna get shoved by Sky into the tire wall. That's gonna be it for him. Sky completing the run, getting his run in on Harrison. Unfortunately, just getting a little bit too excited there in the lead position with your standard street cars. And obviously they're set up for drifting, but it takes a little bit to adapt them to be able to work with Forza. As we see Bowtie taking the lead here. All S-chassis battle. Bowtie, where are you going, my boy? Those are a little bit too quick going into turn one. Making contact with that tire wall, just missing the initiation point. So Boy in the lead. Bowtie giving chase, getting a good start this time. Passing that respect zone, going into turn one. Boy, big angle. Bowtie gonna be right there with him though, but as I said, Boy overcharging that corner a little bit, entering a little bit late. Bowtie gonna be on the chase here, as Boy very smooth up in the lead. Not a lot Bowtie can do though. Really goes for the charge, gonna be going out wide in the hairpin.
I do appreciate you guys' grace towards my education of the online drifting and everything, and I truly appreciate it because I know fans, can't make it there or they need to reenact, and it's I love it. So thank you for having some grace as far as my knowledge as this goes.
I mean, we've been doing this for a long time, and we're lucky to have you here. Parker going to be in the lead in the BMW. Got Killy from Art of Motion in the Justin Pollock Mustang. Not a bad job from Parker right now. Looks like Killy's... Oh, as I say that, why do I speak? Parker in the wall. This looked like just Killy was just trying to feel him out there, kind of give him some room. Parker, what they're looking for. So it's a level of pressure a lot of these guys might not be used to. But as we get ready for the second half of this battle here, Killy going to be in the lead. Killy with all the cards right now. Really need Parker to get aggressive on the chase. Killy with a good entry there, not quite getting all that outer zone, but Parker not really have any answer with him in proximity. Killy, strange line there. He ended up getting out to the outer zone, but that's going to prevent Parker from being able to catch up as Parker gets into the back of Killy just a little bit, pushing him wide. Don't think that was enough of our second lobby here. TZ Renegade going against VPC Stance. VPC Stance running... I wonder who his feature driver is, as a little bit too much angle in that initiation, going to be able to open the gap to Renegade. Renegade in that C7 Corvette, opening the gap right up. Stance just nowhere to be found. Entering the final corner here, the hairpin is Stance just not getting the run he was looking for there. Right, Stance has basically everything to gain here. Nothing to lose. But Renegade, you might see him play a little bit safer. We'll see what happens coming into turn one. Stance getting the run there. Oh, Renegade really having to cut the corner to try to keep up with Stance. Stance putting his right foot down. Big angle on that wall. Coming into the hairpin. Renegade not looking too set in the chase position, but Stance, like we said, having to do something in the lead position as we see another Mustang versus Bowtie. Oh, he's going to take this Shorty. VPC Shorty going to be in the Mustang. AOM Rampage really quick into the second battle, or the first battle here. Rampage in the lead, Shorty giving chase. Rampage good initiation. Shorty kind of giving him a little bit of space. We're going to see him attack in the second half of the course. Getting into the wall. No harm, no foul, though. A little bit of a checkup, but not much. As really charges Rampage. I'm not sure what happened there. Maybe just didn't quite get the angle he was looking for, but front end just didn't go.
So we'll see how what looks like Vaughn getting junior vehicle. Shorty will lead Rampage with chase.
All right, Shorty in the lead. Got some ground to make up here in terms of for the judges. Very good start, very fluid, but Rampage right there with him. Going to look to see if he closes the gap here a little bit. Doesn't quite look like it's still very close. Oh, again, same exact thing. Car just didn't quite get the flick he was looking for. Up against AOM D-Legend. D-Legend has been around the Forza community for a long time. Again, on that Art of Motion team, and they've been doing very well throughout the course of the day. Legend going to be in the lead. Giraffe in the wagon giving chase. Giraffe very close to proximity as Legend straight left just a little hair. Cause of contact. Both cars not quite straight. I'm not sure if Legend can be able to keep the drift through there, but that's going to stop Giraffe from getting right on the door of D-Legend. Trying to attack in the second half of the run here, but I think he plays it safe, kind of backs off and gives D-Legend some room to maneuver there.
300 equity coming into the online drifting.
And Giraffe going to be in the lead here. D-Legend giving chase. D-Legend offered to play for it, giving him a little bump. Coming out of the 50 roll, going to turn one big angle from Giraffe up in the lead position. Not quite getting all that outer zone. Going to be able to have a gap opened. D-Legend really going to need to close in here if he wants to keep within a shot of taking the win here. Giraffe getting a little bit of the wall, but doesn't look like it affected him too much. A tad wide. D-Legend going to come off the clutch there. We heard his revs, the revs on the engine of the Camaro rev up there. And we have our van out of the way, getting up to that 400 board. Legend in the lead. Giraffe giving chase. Legend not quite getting the angle he's looking for, but ends up getting into the second half of the first corner. Good job through the two touch and goes as we go into this big, long corner. Legend getting a little bit of the wall. Giraffe, big angle in that Audi wagon. Being a little bit of contact. Just a, hey, how you doing here coming out of the hairpin. I think Giraffe might have a little bit of the speed advantage, but Legend, no slouch in that Camaro. He's got all the horsepower in the world. Just have to see if he can make use of it. Giraffe leading, big angle from that. Oh, that Audi flirting with the wall. I thought he was going in the wall there for sure. Coming up to the big sweeper. Giraffe, big angle, definitely is trying to flex his muscles there in the lead position, but D-Legend was right there with him the entire time. Another pairing, Vixen, going to be in the lead here in that Alec Honadel S14. In an SL65, we got Toyo Armani, not a car you see very often. Vixen in the lead. getting a lot of that inner curve, but would like to see them get a little bit more out to the wall. So it's going to leave the door wide open for Armani. Contact with the wall is Vixen. Are we going to see an overtake here on the outside? Armani taking Vixen. Not quite sure what the judges are going to think that last corner. It looks like he shut the door on Vixen, but
Car that is Vixen, and you know what I mean. But again, I'm just the announcer, bro. Don't kill me. I'm just cranking some beers and have a good time.
it's nice to have another perspective, especially with somebody, because that's not something that I thought of at all. But Armani, here we go. Armani going to be in the lead position. Vixen not quite get the line they were looking for. Big gap open now. Armani just looks hard. Oh yeah, Vixen over rotating. They're going to be getting into the wall. That is going to be an incomplete. They have gotten the call, and there they go. Getting that gate car out of the way. Carter going to be leading in the GTR. Alex the Great in chase in the Camaro. Using the power to get that car initiated, but getting all of the curve, throttling up into the wall is Alex. Carter getting a little bit of that wall himself before the Camaro even got there. We'll have to look back at that again just to be sure, but Carter not doing the worst job of correcting and cleaning himself up, but definitely could be improving for both these guys here in the next run. Maybe he's just got too much power in that car, maybe not enough grip set up in the rear of the car. Again, I'd like to see Carter clean it up a little bit too, even though there was that contact. Could have had a better second half of the run. Going to give Alex a lot of room here as he goes wide into the tires. Carter grabs a little bit of the curb. Early transition from him.
Now that is a clean pass. That is justifiable pass. Alex goes for a pit stop, but not one you ideally want to see. He's not changing tires, he's getting all of the tires. Gotta say, these guys line up right next to each other. Like you said, the damage not a consideration for these guys. But off the gate, if I was driving in real life, I'd be like, yep, back off.
So Gambit in the lead, Dreamzy giving chase. Dreamzy right there on Gambit's door. Gambit very, very smooth up in that lead position going through the power alley here. Going to be a little bit shallow is Dreamzy, but right on the door is he of Gambit. Gambit slowly transitioning there into the hairpin, but Dreamzy is not letting him go.
But overall, you know, that was a really good run from both the drivers. I think, you know, this is a window of opportunity for both of them saying like, all right, you saw Dreamzy, what he can do in the chase, now what he can do up front.
All right, Dreamzy in the lead, big angle going in there into turn one, not quite getting all of that first touch and go, but he will be there for the second one. Gambit right there on the door, not letting him go, giving him a bit of room to maneuver here up in the lead in that Ferrari. A little bit of a slow transition into the hairpin, but Gambit did not let him go. Westies, I mean, a long time. Anybody who's been in the Forza community long enough already knows who I'm talking about by that name. Being here and being able to have probably the best judging trio we've ever had in Forza Motorsport. Gambit in the lead. Dreamzy giving chase. Dreamzy right there with him. Big angle from Gambit, but Dreamzy not afraid to get on the door of that Mustang. Gonna have to shallow up and get that proximity back again. Not quite the line, but definitely right back on him. Good job from Dreamzy to maintain that proximity for the second half of the run. Did he just get over aggressive in turn one, or did Gambit kind of throw a little bit too much angle?
But now it's like, it just needs to be cleaner, like tightened up. This is where you really kind of stitch it up and lock it in.
All right, Dreamzy in the lead. Gambit giving chase. Gambit really needs a strong finish to his battle here. Dreamzy not quite being able to get on the power transition, or going a little bit wide there. Transitioning. Gambit gonna catch up to him right on the door again. Going into the hairpin. Dreamzy nice and smooth up in the lead position, doing a great job in the second half of his run. Gambit right there. So even keeping up with Gambit is a huge plus, but a lot of that twitchiness, that unsettlingness may have come down from his pad of choice. Force Wangles here in the lead in the Fortune Auto. Okay. In the Fortune Auto Mercedes 190E, Toyo J going to be giving chase. Not the best start for either of them there. Again, Wangle's getting into the wall there a little bit. Jay's going to be giving him some breathing room. Going to tack there on the hairpin. One of the best opportunities of this track to get real close in proximity. I think that all comes down to just the way this track works and how it's so momentum-based. You messed up your first corner. You get a mistake on that turn one. It's very hard to mentally reset. Jay going to be in the lead. Wangles giving chase. Jay, big cut on that turn one. Going to get all of that first touch and go, though. Wangles really needs to close this gap if he has any hope of taking the fight to Toyo J. Jay transitioning into the hairpin. Very, very good job from him. Wangles really cutting the corner there, trying to gain some ground. Looked like that was the tale of, oh God, he's running away from me. Oh God, oh God. Just, it's like a tree falling on the track, basically. We're just going to pretend that didn't happen, rerun it. Both these drivers
by the way, the bar on the left-hand side is the Dubliner. The Dubliner. Thank you to Brian Eggers.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw Drew post that in too. I wasn't sure. Okay, ace into the wall. Brian being able to open up a little bit of gap here. You're seeing some wavering from him, but that is just spectator lag. Ace trying to get back into the chase, but Brian not really giving him anywhere to go there. Almost sending him into the wall.
Screen. He going full blackout.
Let's see. All right. Ace in the lead. We're going to have to see what Ace can do in this lead position. Brian going to be in the chase. Not a bad job from Brian having that proximity right there with him. Definitely in the picture. Not quite getting all that outer zone as Ace gets out there. Not a lot of speed in that Camaro right now, though, which is letting Brian really stay in the picture.
We're saying one more time here, but you know
it is going one more time. I forgot. I was too busy listening to the info on the Hooters. Yeah.
So, yeah.
Oh my God, Brian! What was that? That was amazing. That flick entry was something I haven't seen anybody do that in a long time. Brian really taking this one more time and taking the opportunity to be able to show us what he can do behind the wheel of that BMW. Ace right there with him. They're gonna have to go shallow to keep up with him. That flick entry is not something that you can do in Forza. That is very difficult to do, especially on the wheel. We just saw the advantage. That was one of the best.
That was the whack, right? Going lock to lock. The lock to lock. You can't do that with a controller.
In that speed, especially in the time frame that he did it. So we have Ace in the lead here. Brian gonna have to give chase. A little bit of wavering from that chase position. Ace looking like he cleaned up a little bit in the lead, but definitely still lacking speed. Was going to let Brian get right on the door, but a little bit of contact to the rear bumper. Ace completely straightening out. It's 15. And then Looney in the Honda. Looney is one of our ESDA pro drivers as well. Looney has been getting better and better on Forza 7. Long-time Forza vet. All right, 240 just banging the limiter of that S15. Not going to pay off for him in turn one, grabbing a lot of that inside of the corner. Looney kind of just giving him some room to maneuver right now. 240 going to have to put the pedal to the metal here, see if he can open up a bit of a gap. A lot of wavering in the lead position. Great job from Looney. Heads up follow driving right now. Getting pretty close actually as well. That's the difference between a good driver and a great driver, ladies and gentlemen. When you have a nice smooth, not to take away from 240, when you have a nice smooth lead, it is very easy to get aggressive on chase, but there's a lot of opportunities where Looney could have backed off and gave a ton of space, and he didn't. He stayed close, he stayed consistent, and as a driver, I have to respect that. As Looney gets a hell of a jump, moving into our second round here again, 240, grabbing a ton of that the inner zone, almost losing drift there. I have to check back to see if he did and straighten up or not. Looney checking out in that lead position, showing why he is one of your ESDA pro drivers. And 240 just trying to hang on right now and across the line. Rico in the lead in that E46. And then Koenig giving chase in the 177 Aston Martin. Here comes the wing. Turn one. Good angle from Rico. A little bit shallow is Koenig, but he's got that proximity. Big flick into the second half of this run. Rico kind of just hanging out there. Lead position over-rotating a little bit. Koenig's going to give him a little bit of a helping hand there to keep him straight, or keep him drifting, rather. Rico, not a bad run, but Koenig was on. Calm down a little bit by not being able to lead. That is a lot of pressure, having to lead. And again, but in contrast, that Aston Martin is not a slow car, as we see, leaving him on the straight. But Zhang's going to catch back up. Rico right there on the door of Ace, taking a little bit of a different line to try to stay with him. Into the wall, he is. But as Ace over-rotates in the lead position, not getting any of that outer zone like he was looking for. Fluidity and angle, but not quite the line. Rico almost had a complete opposite run where we now just quickly into it. Connor Murphy gets XC Jimothy representing Team Xenon, one of the driving forces in the Forza Motorsport competitive drift community. Connor in the lead in that RX-7. Full rotary power. Jimmy grabbing a little bit of that curve to get back onto the... Oh, that one was quick, so we'll see if that's a rerun or not. Right on the door of Connor. Connor with a smooth line up in the lead. Maybe going a little bit too quickly into the hairpin, though, which he does. Goes out wide. Jimmy gives him the space to come back in and finish his run.
Aston Martin, man, I got to see, was it a Valkyrie or a Vulcan? There's only 16 or something in the world. I saw one in New Zealand just this last December. Pretty sweet car.
All right, XC Jimothy in the lead, grabbing Connor grabbing a little bit of that curb as he catches back up to him. Jimmy very smooth the lead. Going to hit the wall there. A lot of contact with that wall. Going into the hair, but Connor attack, diving in, shoving the door of Jimmy. 7, where we are able to run some cars with their wide body kits, which is helpful. Wider track, wider rear tire options. I only tandem up in front in that Corvette. Not a chassis you see too much, but one of our finalists in the top 4 in a Corvette himself. Let's see what Tandem can do. Let's see what Grip Define can do in the 240. Tandem in the lead position, not quite the fluidity we're looking for but it's Griptify right there on him. A little bit of a nudge. You're going to see a little bit of wavering from the lead car afterwards. Not the smoothest from both these guys, but Griptify doing a great job being able to get on the door of that Corvette. That is not an easy car to be able to chase down like that. All right, Griptify in the lead position in that thing. I only tandem giving chase really needs to pursue his namesake here. A little bit of a shallow. Oh, you hate to see that shallow entry. I was just about to say, tags that inner wall. That's a new one. I haven't seen that one in a while. I think we're ready broadcast side, and there we go. Sky gonna be in the lead. Dan gonna be giving chase. Sky, as you saw, both these guys very, very fluid. Should be a good battle here. Sky entering. Dan a little bit early, a little bit shallow, but he's going to use that to his advantage to be able to make up the ground. A little bit of contact. The rear bumper is Sky. Going to have to watch that back. Dan going to give him a little bit of space now to be able to make his own independent mistake. Sky not quite getting the flick that he looked for coming into the hairpin of making up the deficit here. But Dan really impressing out there in that Corvette. Very, very smooth, very fluid. Oh, Sky not the entry he was looking for. Entered way too early. Gap opening. Danny going to have a little bit of a safety net here as Sky's going to work his way back up to the door of Danny. Transitioning into the hairpin. Shallow line by Sky. Gets to the door. But is that too little too late? And so here they go. Van out of the way. Wait for that 400 marker. And here we go. Boy in the lead. Big entry from Boy, but Achilles going to be right there with him. Not quite getting the angle is Boy, but going to use that for his advantage, and there it is. Little hit of the wall. Killy going to throw some extra angle just in case there was an issue there in the lead, but not happening. Getting right there to the door. You're going to see a lot of follow drivers are getting really aggressive. It's when you start to understeer and try to get yourself off the wall. That's when you make that contact, you end up getting those big issues where you see guys straighten out. So we have Killy going to be in the lead position here. Switching up. Boy in chase. Killy getting a little bit more of a shallow line. Going to open. Okay. Going to open the gap, but Boy just not getting the angle he was looking for. Getting into the wall. Going to see if he can salvage a bit of a run here, but got to. Oh, yeah, a little bit of an over angle as well. A little over rotation going into the last hairpin. Going to be a shutdown from Boy. Your stance be able to run a wider tire on that car. And Renegade in the lead in the Corvette. Entering a little. Very, very smartly. Not quite getting all of that outer zone, though. Going into the second half of the run. Rampage really going to have to cut the track to catch back up as Renegade gets into the wall. Not too much. They're going to be able to continue the run. Rampage just not having the proximity that he was looking for too much in the chase position. But we're going to see what they can do in the lead. All the tools going to be at Rampage's disposal now. Renegade going to have to chase him down. Rampage doing a great job through the first half of the course. Renegade not looking too set in chase. Big angle from Rampage in the Camaro up in the lead, getting all of that outer zone going into the hairpin as well. It's one of those guys that I saw in those practice sessions. Know he has the skill set and the tool set here. You got to take the knowledge that he's learned against Renegade. He knows that's a fast car. What can he do in the chase? What can Renegade do in the lead? That's a good start, being able to get on the door as Renegade powers through the power alley here, coming into the outer zone as both of them get the wall, but Rampage is going to get the worst of it. But Renegade out to lunch there on that hairpin, not quite getting the inside of the hairpin.
They need to bring all the pieces together, you know?
Yeah, moments of brilliance, but those moments of brilliance are being thwarted by himself. Looks like big angle coming into the first corner. He's not going to be able to get all the outer zone. Renegade going to have to push him, actually, be able to get that car where Rampage wants it to be. Very nice and fluid in that lead position right now, but Renegade right on the door, trying to do a little bit of contact, trying to be able to get this battle won. Top 8 here, but he's got Toyo Armani, who would like to put a stop to that run and show what he can do up against the ESTA Pro driver. So Giraffe in the lead in the Audi BMW, giving chase the SL65 Black is Toyo Armani. Great entry from Giraffe. Nice and smooth up in the lead position, but Armani right there with him, not letting him go anywhere. We're going to see him close up here. Giraffe shallowing up just a little bit to make sure he doesn't get a wall, but Armani right there on the door. Giraffe getting super aggressive in chase. Switching positions here with Armani in the lead in that Mercedes. Giraffe in the Audi wagon giving chase. What he is known for, hashtag wagon force. Big entry, going to get a little bit of contact there. The second half of the power alley. Armani looking pretty set up on the lead. Giraffe a little wide. Going to make the best for the little tap ball. No harm, no foul. Going to try to close the gap in the second half. Oh, just shoving him into the wall there. And again, Giraffe is not an easy person to go up against. And he seems like he's on point today, which is something for him.
Actually, digitally just stabbed Brian Eggert with a knife in the judge's booth right now. I'm joking.
Giraffe up in the lead position. Armani giving chase. Armani doing a much better job of a chase run. Giraffe very, very set in that lead position. Nice and smooth and fluid up in the lead. But Armani getting a little bit of contact going into the second half of the corner. Giraffe just looks like he's on another level, putting down 90-plus qualifying runs.
Yeah, Armani will lead and Giraffe will give chase.
Armani sitting on a great
the name
chase run.
Casper Canule for all any
Not recently.
Yeah. Some of you guys,
Not recently at all.
Yeah, you weren't even born when he was drifting.
All right, a little bit. Oh, Giraffe doing the exact same thing he did last run. Just looks like he went for a little bit of a shallow chase line. But Armani, door wide open. We've seen an overtake already today, but Armani, for sure, both these drivers as well, up right now. Gambit, Carter, going to see if they can make their way further into the competition with Gambit in the chase, Carter in the lead. Carter not quite getting all those touch and goes, but Gambit following him through right there with him. Very, very close, but still giving him a little bit of room to maneuver there in the lead position as we see a little bit of a late transition from that GTR. GTR looping it. And we got Gambit in the lead. Very competent lead driver as well. And one of the drivers pegged to do pretty well today. Going to have a little bit of a jump on that lead. Going into turn one, Carter in a little bit of contact there trying to close up, but Gambit is just checking out. Carter really having to sacrifice his run to be able to gain some proximity on that lead car. Gambit hitting that outer zone, about as good as I've seen anybody hit it today going into the hairpin. Carter just looked like he was hanging on for dear life.
To look for when it comes down to dirty driving.
Yeah, I mean, it is something you do see in Forza. There is still the mind game tactic. That's one of my favorite parts about it, being able to do competitively. Are going to see Gambit getting the win. Moving on here, Ace versus Toyo J. Let's see if it can be another Toyo driver. Moving on, definitely doing a great job in the lead position, getting the belt. Probably as good as I've seen anyone run that outer zone. Right on the wall is Toyo J. Haven't seen a lead run like this since Giraffe way earlier in the competition. Ace not necessarily having a bad run behind him, but definitely didn't have the proximity.
Second half of this battle.
All right, here we go. Ace in the lead. Well, again, we haven't. Oh, cool. Actually, that was great. We had a little bit of an issue there, but we should be good to go, hopefully. Getting into the run. Ace looking like he entered a little bit narrow. Jay going to be right there on the door with him. Both those drivers keeping it off the wall. Great job for both of them. Ace not quite didn't get the line he's looking for. Going to cause contact with Jay. Ace out into the wall. Let's see if he can fix the rest of his run here. Not great recovery from Ace. It's very difficult.
Are we in
Ace
top
lead.
16 now?
We are now in top 16. Ace and lead, Looney giving chase. Ace taken off in that Aston Martin 177. Looney really having to work to catch back up to him. Ace in the wall. Looney going for an overtake, not being able to pull it off. Probably having some connection issues, but again, that is something that the judges do look at as if you made a contact with a wall, if that was real life, would you have been able to recover that or not? The judges being a little bit lenient with that one wall, but the outside wall, but not with that one. As Ace really having to cut corner to keep up with Looney. Looney being able to be very, very fluid and smooth up in that lead position. Maybe get a little bit of that outside wall. Very, very close as Ace on the chase though. A little bit of contact going into the hairpin. That's all fine and good as Looney powers out that Aliconadel S14.
So yeah, like you said, Grip Defiant back with that S13. I don't mind the wide body, but still, vomit inducing. But the XE, Jimothy, and the R34, always love the R34s, especially the four doors.
Oh, you hate to see that. Jimmy really cutting that corner. Really on the door. Grip Defiant now trying to make up for that mistake. Gotta imagine he's kicking himself for that right now. Grip Defiant not putting down a bad lead run. A little bit too inside there, a little bit of an over rotation, but nothing that's really super detrimental to him.
That's a hard act to follow, so for Grip Defiant to say, hey, come out here, but not that far is a little tough to ask. So I'm interested to see on what Jimothy is going to put out with Grip Defiant in the rear view.
Jimothy doing a great job in that first corner, really redeeming himself, not quite getting a lot of the power out, but Grip Defiant is right there with him. Jimmy, not the easiest driver to follow, but Grip Defiant really making sure that his name is not going to be forgotten today. Right on the door, Jimothy, and did we just see one of the favorites, one of our ESA Pro drivers, get knocked out? Jay in the chase, Gambit in the lead, both Mustangs. The lead car is the Shelby. Then we have the Justin Pollock Mustang from the Formula Drift Pack in the chase. Great entry from Gambit. Jay right there with it, but not able to capitalize as he gains ground but loses it almost immediately. Gambit up in the lead position, though. Very, very great job on these outer zones. A little bit of wavering from Jay, going through that, touching on the wall, shoving Gambit out of the way. Everything's a little bit closer. You're not as removed, even as a fan, from the judges and stuff. We'll normally get them in here to talk about judging calls as well. Gambit leading, or Gambit chasing rather. Jay leading. Jay again putting out one of the best leads of the day, looking like he's on track to do that again. Gambit right there in the pocket though, as he closes into that transition. Very, very close and very fluid from both these guys going into the hairpin. Maybe Jay cutting a little bit short of that hairpin. Gambit taking the proper line, losing a little bit of progress. This going to be moving on to our final four. Already moving on very quickly here. Killy in the lead, Dan giving chase. Killy entering a little shallow, going to be heading out to that wall, and yep, there he is. You know, a lot of the upfront cost is buying your Xbox or getting your computer ready and buying a wheel. As we get Dan in the lead here, Dan going to have a significant advantage, but we might see something great from Killy to try to put some pressure on that lead car. Dan doing what we've seen him do all day. A little bit rapid the handbrake there as we get a contact from Killy in the follow position. Not quite sure what attributed that. Gonna have to look at that one again.
So I'm gonna start playing those and try to get a sim set up, get a wheel.
I'd say Andy's a great guy to talk to, especially seeing videos of him on the sim driving his own car all the time. As we got two more guys on track here. Renegade, the winner of this is gonna go on to our final four. Giraffe not quite there yet. I don't know if he's just not confident in the chase. Renegade's line, however, making it a little bit difficult for Giraffe to go on the chase. Big angle from that Corvette as contact is going to be made. Positions today as Renegade going to be giving chase in that Corvette, and that's the risk you take by choosing a grippy car and having a grippy setup. Will it pay off for Renegade here? Giraffe doing what we expect. Very fluid, big angle into that transition. Renegade just not present as over rotation, gonna have a spin on course.
Right as you compliment the man. Come on now.
Yeah, I see what he was going for, but that's not quite. There he goes. Looney in the lead. Griptify giving chase. The winner's gonna be moving on to your finals, ladies and gentlemen. As Looney gets up. Oh, that's not good for Griptify. Looney getting a big lead, but flirting with that wall. As Griptify gets a little bit of contact of a preventative transition, Looney's gonna grab a little bit of the wall, but keep that car drifting. Griptify right there on him, doing his best to maintain that proximity, be able to get some points with the judges. Looney, other than that contact, which I really wouldn't deem being his fault.
That touch and go, and then under the bridge, contact wall to wall just needs to be tightened up here. So Griptify now up front.
Griptify leading, Looney giving chase. Looney going to give him a little bit of room as we hear a little bit of clutch kick going on from that LS Power 240 up in the lead. But Looney right there with him, getting a little bit of contact going into the wall, letting Griptify know who he's dealing with. Griptify big angle in that horseshoe, but not really quite bringing it out to the wall like we're out on course. And Giraffe must have had a pretty big breakfast because he's been out there and been driving super consistent all day, but he's going to have to take out Danio Dandretti. Danio doing a really, really good job in that Corvette today as well. Big angle from Giraffe heading into turn one as our first battle, our final four. Winner that's going to be moving on to the finals. Danio going to have to close some ground here. Doesn't look like he quite has the confidence as Giraffe just very set in his ways. A little bit of contact there moving into this peninsula hairpin. Mistakes rather than just not getting as aggressive as he should. But where we've seen Danio drive the best is in this lead position. Giraffe making a little bit of contact as Danio maybe trying to get in his head there a little bit. Just trying to rattle his cage going into the first touch and go. Danio right there on where he needs to be. Giraffe maybe needs to close in just a little bit more. Almost a mirror of what we saw earlier. Giraffe not just super getting aggressive. Danio not really getting the line that he's looking for in this hairpin, but being able to gather it all back up. I think we just saw the same run again.
Front, Looney in chase position.
All right, Gambit. You're going to have to show us what he can do in the lead. Looney would like to see him get super aggressive in this chase, as we know he can. Gambit not quite getting all of that first touch and go, but he will be there for the second. Looney right there with him and needs to start closing the gap now, which he does. Gambit getting all of that outer zone. Little bit of transition right across the bumper is a Gambit, but Looney over-rotates. Motion against Gambit. Gambit sitting on a bit of an advantage, but he can't play it too safe. As Looney, very, very good line in that first corner, getting all the way out to the first touch and go, and the second one, very fluid transition. Gambit not really in the picture at the moment as Looney make contact with the wall. Going to go a little bit shallow, but gathered all back up as he goes back into the hairpin. Gambit able to close that gap due to that mistake, but he wasn't. So Danio be grabbing third place. We're about to find out.
Yeah, but next up will be Giraffe versus Gambit for the finals. Looney right now, Danio for third place.
And Looney not getting all of that wall, but very good angle. Danio going to have to close the gap a little bit, and he does. Right in on the rear quarter panel of Looney. Transitioning into that hairpin. No mistake this time from Looney up in the lead position. Danio doing much of what we saw from Giraffe.
Danio will now lead, and Looney will give chase. This is for third place, the final podium spot for third.
All right, Danio needs a little bit more than what we've been seeing from him today, but this gap is not going to help as he hits the wall. A little bit of contact on that wall. That's going to leave the door wide open for Looney. Looney, like an apex predator, coming right in, trying to seal the deal. He'll at least get himself third place right on the corner, right on the door of Danio. Perfectly timed as we get set here. This is your final. Gambit in the lead. Giraffe giving chase. Let's see what these drivers can do. Gambit, good entry. Gonna have Giraffe right there with him. Proximity is close, like we expected. Gambit getting not quite to that first outer zone, but definitely all of that outer zone. It's Giraffe shoving into Gambit, gonna be getting into the wall. Gambit backwards on the track.
Gambit initiated, they almost initiated at the same time. Don't go all the way out to that touch and go under the bridge. Pretty decent. And yeah, Giraffe, I mean, right now, you know, if we were to call fault right now and there's some contact, I would say that Giraffe was at fault there for sure.
And Giraffe putting in the second half of that battle. Our winner for our third place battle, I got a little excited, of this event going between AOM Looney and Danio Dandretti. Gonna be seeing Looney grabbing the win there, taking third place over Dan. Great job for him. Great result for him. Not quite what he was looking for, but to be on the podium of this event, he's got to be pretty stoked on that.
Well, thank you guys and gals so much for coordinating this awesome experience. Thank you for my first ever Forza 7 and online competition. Burnouts will ensue, and a lot of tires have been killed. Fortunately, they're gigabytes and not real bits of tire. Hopefully to see you and, you know, you guys can hear my voice in real life at one of 8 rounds of the Formula Drift competition. And thank you to Andy Hateley for reaching out. Thank you to Brian Eggert, Westies, you guys as well for announcing, coordinating this. The production was really fun and really awesome. And thank you for engaging in all of this. And now, your winner between 2 vehicles, one a wagon, one a Mustang, one named Giraffe, one named Gambit. All of a good time. Both vehicles having 4 wheels. Both here on the streets of Long Beach.
You're really pushing it.
As the sun sets. 4 different manufacturers enter the Final 4. All of them having a good time. How many beers have I drank? Quite a few. Maybe more than 7. Your winner at this competition, Forza 7 FD Long Beach 2020 is... Toyo Gambit gets the win. Toyo Gambit gets the win. KNC Giraffe gets second place here at Forza 7 FD Long Beach 2020.
I've been your producer today, Keenan Kusin, your lead commentator, Jarod Deanda, our special guest commentator. Got to give you a huge shout out. Thank you for coming out today. Robert Lowry was our track staff, along with our judges, Andy Hateley, Michael, Westies, Lindsay, and Brian Eggert. This was a fun endeavor. We enjoyed every second of it, and we hope in the future you will have us again for more exciting virtual rubber shredding here on Forza Motorsport 7. Again, guys, on behalf of the entire staff, thank you so much for tuning in. Congratulations to our winners. We will see you next time here on Forza Motorsport 7. Take care, everybody. Have a great night. Stay safe.
What a girl, what a girl needs.